Welcome to Good News to Go. I'm Mabel.
And I'm Ren.
And we're bringing you the brightest stories from around the globe.
This week, scientists discover life on Mars.
And scientists restore someone's vision using a tooth.
250 million pounds of food is donated, and you can swim in the Chicago River.
And 2 unlikely animals were found cuddling in a zoo. 5 fast feel-good stories. Today, we've got a story for you all that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. So a 34-year-old man from Vancouver just regained his sight after 20 years thanks to a groundbreaking procedure that involves implanting a tooth inside his eye.
So meet Brent Chapman, who went blind at 13 because of an allergic reaction to ibuprofen. I literally didn't even know that could happen. So after decades of unsuccessful treatments, he underwent a complex surgery where his own tooth was reshaped, fitted with a lens, and implanted into the eye socket to restore his vision.
So Brent now has 20/30 vision in that eye.
That is not bad.
And he says he feels like he's living in a whole new world. The emotional moment when he made eye contact with his doctor for the first time in 2 decades was so heartwarming.
Oh my God. Have you seen those videos of like babies getting like their sight back or like hearing back? I always cry. So this tooth in the eye procedure was pioneered in the 1960s, and it's just been a game changer for patients with severe corneal damage. But it's so rare that Brent is actually the first Canadian to ever receive it.
It's just so amazing to think that a simple tooth can change someone's life like this. It's a reminder that science and a little bit of creativity can lead to such cool breakthroughs.
So next up, a game-changing initiative that is tackling food waste and hunger in one fell swoop.
It's called DoorDash for Good, and it's a volunteer-powered movement that's rescued a staggering 250 million pounds of edible food from going to waste.
So they started in Pittsburgh with a group called 412 Food Rescue, which developed an app called Food Rescue Hero, which connects volunteers and local businesses to pick up surplus food and deliver it to community kitchens, shelters, and food banks.
And by redirecting perfectly good food that would otherwise just kind of waste away in landfills, they're providing meals to those in need and then reducing greenhouse gas emissions by doing that.
Well, the impact has been huge. So they have over 25,000 volunteers, and they have partnerships with hundreds of local businesses. So this initiative is actually one of the most effective responses to food waste in the country.
No, it's like a perfect example of how technology, community, and kindness can come together and make such a big difference. Now we're diving into a cosmic breakthrough. So NASA's Perseverance rover may have just found the strongest evidence yet of ancient life on Mars.
So in case you don't know, in July 2024, Perseverance drilled into a rock called Chiava Falls in Jezero Crater, and inside, researchers discovered minerals that are typically linked to microbial activity on Earth. So these minerals form in water-rich, oxygen-poor environments, suggesting that Mars might have once had conditions suitable for life.
And the rock features distinctive leopard spots, which are thought to be chemical signatures of past biological processes, so that just kind of adds to more proof. And NASA's acting administrator even called it the closest we've ever come to confirming life on the red planet.
Now, don't want to burst everyone's bubble, but before we start packing for Mars, scientists are cautious because these findings don't prove that life existed. It just makes it a lot more plausible. But to know for sure, we obviously have to bring these samples back to Earth and test them. But Mars sample return missions are still just in the planning stages, so this could take decades. So the Chicago River, which was once notorious for pollution, is now on the brink of becoming swimmable.
Yeah, decades of cleanup efforts have just transformed the river's ecosystem. So this is crazy. Fish species have increased from only 5 to 77.
Whoa.
And wildlife like snapping turtles and freshwater mussels are coming back to the river.
And a big part of this revival is the Wild Mile Eco Park, which is a nearly mile-long trail of floating docks that act as a giant buoy system and provide habitat for underwater plants and animals.
And it looks like it's not just about the wildlife, so the river's revival is sparking a real estate boom along its banks in that area. So industrial properties are being repurposed into office spaces and music venues thanks to the cleaner, more like inviting water.
This transformation shows what's possible when communities come together to really heal the environment, and it reminds us of what the French did with the Seine, which we reported on not too long ago.
Today, we've got a story that's melting hearts and filling our feeds with joy.
It is so cute. So meet Baya, a 16-year-old howler monkey, and Rebecca, a 6-year-old capybara. They are at the Denver Zoo and they are the most unlikely pals, but they are inseparable. They share cuddles.
Yeah, so like they would have never met otherwise. In the wild, howler monkeys live really high in treetops, while capybaras prefer marshy grasslands. But in this shared space, they've found comfort in each other's company.
Aww. I mean, their bond has captivated people who visit the zoo, but also anyone who just sees the videos online. So one Facebook commenter summed it up perfectly and said, "Animals can teach us a lot. Love one another. We are all in this together."
It's just such a beautiful reminder that friendship is just always possible. It knows no boundaries. And to see more pictures of Bai and Rebecca's like heartwarming story, check out the full article on Good News Network. And that's a wrap for this week's Good News to Go. That tooth surgery was one of the craziest things I've ever
I'm never gonna forget it. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss an episode.
See you next week for more feel-good stories.